What is good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Foxy. Welcome back to the Fox's Den. Favorite day of the week, but it's all coming to an end. The finale, final episode of Season 2, Vinland Saga, episode 24. As I can already tell by the title, it's called Home. This is going to be quite an emotional roller coaster if I had to guess. Just like one word for the title. It's just called Home. It seems Thorfinn's finally coming back to Iceland. Is his mom still alive? How's his sister doing? Like, how's everybody else doing? What's everybody gonna think? Like, whenever they see him, like, nah, this is gonna be a crazy watch. Just in that aspect in general. Like, I don't know what to expect on what his villagers and people that live there and family are gonna think. If his mom is still well in health, and also his sister, like the anticipation for that is crazy, and who knows what else he's gonna do while he's there, besides just reuniting with everybody. He made this crazy vow, an amazing goal with Einar to create a place that is away from slavery and war and whatnot. If this place can't turn into that, then he'll create one himself. And he's going to do that with Einar, and they made a vow to do it for Arnaid, because he kept on saying that he could not think of a reason to just tell her to live, which is so sad if you think about it. Because what are you supposed to, like he said, what are you supposed to say to somebody that yearns for the peace of death? Like, she knew she was going to die, and she was on her last legs, and she just couldn't help but yearn for that. Like, she was just like, oh, finally, like, I get to finally just fucking rest. Like, bro, that is traumatizing. Like, that is so fucking sad. And that's like pretty much how the norm was, or how it's usually been within this universe of Vikings and the Northmen or Norsemen. Like, that's been the norm for a while now. Most people like Arnaid have gone through something like that. Like, there's been countless families that have been torn apart like that, where the mother and father get separated, sold into slavery, the kids, who knows, get stolen, killed, or, even worse, like, they're all murdered immediately. Like, there's countless scenarios that happened like this, bro. And it's just so sad to see, and the author did such a good job on presenting an example to us through Arnaid and Gardar and her family. Like, man, that was really, really, really amazing to see. But, also just so fucking sad. Like, it's amazing what this writer can do with a couple characters that we haven't known for super long, compared to, Thorfinn, who we've known throughout the whole show. So, props to him, bro. I've enjoyed every moment of this second season, and there hasn't been like a whole lot of action, which is like what most people have complained about whenever this season first started. Like, what the fuck are we doing on this farm, bro? Like, the fuck? Bro, y'all are tripping, bro. You guys do not get it. And I hope y'all didn't switch up. I really hope you didn't. I don't want y'all to switch up. Y'all fucking doubted this shit, and this is probably one of, like, the best seasons of anime I've ever fucking watched. And that's saying something. So don't switch up now. I'm not for that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to gatekeep or anything, but come on. Keep the same fucking energy, bro. You see, like, oh damn, it's been getting good. I mean, if really, like, I feel like y'all should keep the same energy, like, even though, like, okay, maybe it gets better, like, in your head, like, whenever it gets towards the end of the season, right? Like, we're literally about to watch the last episode of the season. But then again, I think you guys really should keep the same energy if you're, that type of person that dropped this show in the beginning, because not much else changes throughout the show in terms of more action. There's a couple, action-packed moments for sure, and it makes those moments more worth it because of the dialogue. But I think you dropped it because you already don't pay attention to the dialogue, and if you don't pay attention to the dialogue, I don't know what to tell you, bro. This is not the show for you. Like, this is what's carrying the show, and literally made this whole season an S-tier season of anime, in my opinion. Like, this shit went the fuck off with the dialogue, the character development. I mean, holy shit, bro. It's such a good season, and we still have this last episode to watch, and I don't know what to really expect. Obviously there's going to be some touching moments for the reuniting moments between Thorfinn and his family. If his mom's still alive, we don't even know that yet. I would assume hopefully his sister's still alive, and maybe some people that we saw, like the men, the young men that were a little bit older than him before he got separated from them and you know, started growing up with Ashlad. So, you know, I'm excited for the reuniting moments. But other than that, I really don't know what to expect. So I'm very excited to get into this. And this season has been such a fucking roller coaster. And this is a bittersweet moment. I'm excited to watch this, and I'm gonna fucking hate myself when this shit ends. So, without further ado, let's get into the episode. If you guys enjoy it, please leave a like down below, comment, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell so the next one's dropping. Let's get into it. Episode 24, Season 2, Finale, Vinland Saga. Very nice. Very nice. Getting the opening out of the way like usual for the past couple episodes, I think. Oh, fuck this piano, bro. The soundtrack for this show. Everything about this show is just so fucking good, man. I see ice. I see melting ice. Ah. Yeah, Einar's never seen this land before. Damn right. Yeah, it's fucking ice, bruh.
条件のいい場所では夏場に麦作をする者もおるが、まあ島民の腹を満たすには程遠い。
Yep.
じゃあ島民はみんな羊飼いや牛飼いなんですか？
から集中して漁をする人々。
I wonder if THORFINN's mom and sister are still doing
THORFINNの村もそういう村だ。
the same thing they were doing before.
お前ここに住んでたんだろ？
Yeah, but he was like 5.
だって子供の頃だったから。それから10
He's trying to do the math.
俺って何歳だ？
THORFINN!
He doesn't even really know exactly how old he is, bro. Like, wow.
うわ、なんか急に怖くなってきた。どんな顔して母上や姉上に会えばいいんだ。
観念せえ、この宝刀息子め。
Well, Leaf didn't say anything like to that set, so I'm okay. So it looks like his mom is alive. His mom and sister are fine. Oh man, this is nerve-wracking. This is nerve-wracking, dude. I feel just like him, like scared, nervous, like oh shit, like what, oh fuck. Looks a lot like how he left it. Simple life.
村のみんなが待っとるぞ。
Bro, I can't imagine what this is gonna be like.
誰？全然知らん。ウルバに弟なんていたか？じゃあ俺の名前を言ってみな。
え？
ここに住んでたならわかるはずだ。
Yeah, who the fuck? How the fuck? What? Nah.
ファクシー？いや、だから仕方ないじゃんか。年月経ってるし。
Yeah, for real. Like I'm struggling here.
ちゃん。
しゃあねえ。ユルバに合わせてみっか。
Alright, so he's gonna be able to see his sister.
ユルバならあっちでノルウェー商人とやり合ってたぜ。
すまねえ、ユルバ。
His sister badass as usual.
聞こえねえぞ。
トルフィンだ。
Bro, she looks grown as fuck.
トルフィン。
Is it gonna be a happy? I mean, he's happy. Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think he was actually gonna get a hug.
なんてやつは知らん。
いや、ほら、ユルバ、お前の弟のトルフィンだ。
弟？母上と私を元気づけるための作り話でしょ。ありがとう、レイフさん。
They don't even believe it.
Yeah,
Bro, like it's actually him. Like, come on.
それよりも。なんかあるなら言ってみろよ、これ。
ややこしいことになった。
She doesn't even believe him, bro.
自分だと証明するのって難しいもんだよ。
Oh my.
トルフィンって誰？
Now he's all depressed. Like, come on, sis. Come on, sis.
仕方ないよな。忘れられて当然だ。
I mean, it's been a long fucking time, bro. I can't really keep track of the chronological timeline and exactly how much time has passed, but it's had to have been at least 15 years, maybe more.
羨ましいぜ。お前が。
Look at that fake Thorfinn helping out real Thorfinn. I love it, man. I love it.
俺が代わりに親孝行してきてやろうか?
Okay. Hopefully the mother actually fucking recognizes him. Is that her? I'm assuming it's her.
ばあちゃん、トロフィンって誰？
トルフィン。
Thank goodness, bro. Oh my god. Yulva was low-key pissing me off just because she didn't recognize him right away. But it's like Thorfinn said, it's understandable. It's been a long fucking time. You're damn right. Went through all the trials and tribulations just like his father did. Became a badass warrior even if he didn't really want to. Like he was following the path of revenge and hatred. And he grew from that and he changed for the better. Just like his father did. He's like, I'm tired of killing. I'm tired of fighting. I don't have any enemies. Wow. Who would have thought we'd actually get this reuniting moment, bro? This is like surreal. This is amazing. And Leaf finally feels accomplished. Like he finally accomplished. Dude, shout out to fucking Leaf, bro. A real one. One of the realest of real. Been looking for him non-stop since they got separated. And was determined to bring him back to this place. Back to his home. Wow, man. So that's that guy that went along with us. He was one of the older kids, like the young kids or young adults. Did he actually end up marrying Yulva, I think? Yeah, Ari. Yeah, he hasn't been able to apologize for that, or he's had that on his mind probably for who knows how long, ever since then. That's wild, too. Einar gets to witness these wholesome moments for him.
トルフィンの兄弟なら、あなたは私の息子よ。
Wow, and she immediately recognizes that, bro. Wow. Damn, dude. Nah, this is too wholesome. This is too fucking wholesome, bro. Oh, man. Loving this.
あの凍結商人、また塩の値段を。
お邪魔してます。
This is such an awkward interaction.
嘘だ。レイフさんの作り話じゃ。
Bro, Yulva, you are so stubborn, bro.
本当?
You better apologize. How is this gonna make you feel for not accepting that it's really him?
トルフィン?
She's gonna hit him again. Yeah, I knew it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That was justified. Like, where the fuck you go, motherfucker? We've been looking for you. Like, we've been missing you for like 15, 20 years. Like, yeah. This episode is amazing. Yeah, but that's your sister there. Really knocked his ass out. Only his sister could do that. After he just got done taking 100 from like a fucking truly bred fucking Viking, like Ma's the strongest. Wow. It's wild. Oh man, how are they gonna leave us off on this season, bro? I really don't know how this episode ends, man. The anticipation is killing me. Is that the same blacksmith that was there or something? Does he just remember being there with his dad a lot? Because I remember Thor's, I think, was trying to take on blacksmithing. Like he was trying to figure it out, and he kept on getting a hole in the bowl. That's a long story.
死と破壊
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. Look how much this fucking man has been through.
悲しみと再生の歴史は
Rebirth.
聞く者を絶句させた
俺が殺してしまった人たち、絶望の中で死んでいった奴隷たち、彼らにもこんな温かい家庭があったのかもしれない。俺の罪は重い。
Yes.
行かなきゃならない。平和の国を築くために。
この世界から逃げ出したいと思っている人は大勢います。私とトールズも戦士の国ヨムスボルグから逃れ、この島へ来ました。
Yeah, she's experienced something sort of like that firsthand because she's literally the son of the leader of the Yom Vikings. I mean, daughter. Excuse me.
水平線の彼方まで逃げ切ったその先で、そのために生きなさい。トールズの子、トルフィン。
Oh my god, bro. I'm getting goosebumps, bro. His mom literally told him, like, go do it. Set out to do that. You can do it. Wow.
にしてもフィンランドに国を作るか。だが人員に家畜、資材、船も買いた。
Is this whole village gonna move with him? That'd be wild.
そもそも資金だ。わしの助けがなければな。
Yes, sir. Leaf part of the squad now for good. That's what I'm talking about.
まだ船を降りない気か。
All right, well, they got a goal on their hands. They're determined to create Vinland. Make their own country. Oh my god, that chest is still there. That is fucking crazy. That was a sword that Thor's used. Wow.
本当についてっちゃうとはね。
俺なんかには見えない。ずっと先を見ていた。
Yep, but now you finally have caught up to him. Just took you a long time, just like he did. Probably took Thor's just as long. You know, he was, I mean, he was a legendary warrior. He was a warrior for a long time before he finally got tired of it and was yearning for a better life, a kinder life. I think we literally saw these lights in the first episode.
誰の墓なんだ
Now we're seeing them at this finale of the season 2. Like, bro,
父上が守ろうとした人だ。
the slave.
生き倒れていたところを父上が助けたんだ。
And now that hits even deeper, bro. Like, he knows how much more that meant to him, or like how like inspiring that is, because Thorfinn and Einar literally were just slaves. Like, they've lived being a slave.
お前のお人よしは親父譲りだな
Fucking beautiful, bro.
ねえ、ここからも逃げたい人はどこに行くの？
Wow, I just got fucking chills.
もう分かってるんだろ
That's what I'm talking about. This is that conversation they had in the first episode after they buried him, the slave. Wow. Just thinking it back to Thor's and like when they escaped and fled the Yom Vikings, like, wow, bro. Nah, this is wild seeing everybody's past self. Is that Ashlad? Oh, damn! Freshened up. Got a nice haircut. Trimmed up the beard. He looks completely different. Don't tell me it ends there.
Somewhere
Oh my god, that's a wild cliffhanger, bro. Is there anything at the end? I'm just gonna wait. I gotta enjoy the moment. I gotta enjoy the moment as much as possible because this is the last episode. Wow. Wow, that's literally it. There's nothing after the ending. That is crazy, bro. Oh, man, I can't believe it's over. I can't believe it's over. I can't believe it's fucking over, man. That is... oh, my God. I feel so full and happy, but also so sad and empty. Oh, my God, bro. This fucking show, man. Damn, bro. Alrighty, guys, what another amazing episode of Vinland Saga, the finale of Season 2. Thorfinn has finally returned home. That was, like I said, an emotional roller coaster, just in terms of, like, it was just a surreal feeling of actually seeing him back in his home village and like I said, reuniting with some of these people that we knew before, you know what I'm saying, like his mother, his sister, and his sister was actually the first person. She didn't fucking recognize him. Rightfully so. I mean, it's been fucking 15, 20 years and the last time you saw... It's also a lot different, too, if it was like 15, 20 years from when he was like 20 to 40, instead of how it really is, where he was like 6 years old and now he's like fucking probably like 20-something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally a fucking child, like a borderline toddler, all the way to a grown man adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a huge difference. Like, no wonder you don't fucking recognize him, right? Because the last time you saw your brother was this tiny little fucking kid, and he was always an annoying little brat to you. And then you see this man in front of you, and you're like, "That's my younger brother." Yeah, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, yeah. So I get it. Like, I understand like why she didn't recognize him, but it was almost like, no, why? Like, come on, like, you're gonna regret like not realizing it's him right away, because then you are gonna realize, and you're gonna be like, damn, like, what the fuck, like, damn, you know, like, just like kind of like shell shocked. But I mean, it was amazing to see regardless. And right before that, like when they first got to Iceland, obviously Einar's taking it all in, like, you know, this is the first time he's come to a land like this, and he's like, wow, okay, so yeah, I can see why there's not really any farming here, but there's a little bit of wheat growing, you know, like in the summer, since they're longer days and whatnot. But there's mostly fishermen and craftsmen and, you know, shepherds and shit like that for during the winter, and like how like their village is, you know what I'm saying, how they live their life. And Thorfinn, whenever they first get there, he actually, you know, says hello to some of the villagers, and, you know, thinking that he's supposed to recognize them or the villagers are supposed to recognize him. And both parties don't know who the fuck they're looking at. The villagers are like, who is this guy? He's from here. Like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. And then they're like, okay, well, if you are from here, like, what, you know, what's my name? And he's like, oh shit, like, he says something and then it's completely wrong. And he's just like, well, I haven't been here fucking forever. Like, I can't tell who you are. Like, you know, and don't blame it on me. Which is, yeah, like, rightfully so. He hasn't been here in like 15, 20 something years. At least 15. I mean, fuck. But yeah, that's when he ends up actually meeting Ylva again. And she's like at some market giving, like, you know, this merchant a hard time. Because, you know, he's like charging too much or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's a badass little fucking strong ass woman, just like she always has been, as we can see, because she immediately denies this actually being Thorfinn and just fucking wrings his neck like, how dare you fucking trick Leif, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, nah, she's funny as fuck. But then he gets a little saddened, or like a little like unmotivated, like, god damn it, like, rightfully so, they don't fucking recognize me. But they hadn't even gone to see his mom yet. So this is where Leif was like, okay, well, let's go see your mother. She'll definitely recognize you. And that's where they go do. And she opens the door, and she looks way older. That much is clear. Like, her blonde hair. I mean, both Ylva and, you know, her mother, you know, Ylva still having a little bit more of that brightish blonde like Thorfinn. But Helga, their mother, used to also have that very brightish, you know, lightened up blonde hair color when she was younger and when we saw Thorfinn as a kid, and now it's like more of that dirty blonde, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of like my hair, like, you know, it starts to turn kind of like more brunette, brownish. Like I used to have super blonde hair when I was a kid, and I still am. I guess I still consider myself blonde. I mean, that's what the fuck it says on my driver's license. I don't know if that's really a thing that you should change. I guess maybe, because like my hair definitely looks more like brown brunette now, because of how darkened it's gotten over the years. Like just because like I'm not in the sun much, or you know, just growing older, your hair naturally gets darker, I guess. At least with blondes. I don't know, but yeah, you can definitely tell how much older she's gotten just from her hair. And you know, there's a bunch of kids surrounding her, and you know, it seems to be Ylva's kids, so her grandkids. And she walks out the house and she's just like stunned, doesn't say anything, and Leif starts explaining the situation, and she just like kind of like knew right away, like by looking at him, like Thorfinn looked so much like Thor's and reminded her so much of Thor's, that she just kind of knew. And they had a very touching moment where it was finally like what we were yearning for as an audience, and also I'm sure what Thorfinn was yearning for, some sort of reuniting moment and connection. Like, oh my god, finally, like, you know. And he apologized for everything. That's like one of the first things he fucking said, is that I apologize for everything, because you know, who knows how much, you know, that's been weighing on their minds, and how much they lost in that one short moment. Like whenever the, you know, Ari and them got back, like Thor's is dead and we don't know where Thorfinn is. Like that's a lot to take on as a family, bro. Your fucking husband and your father is dead, when, you know, Helga, Ylva, and then your brother or son is missing and probably dead as well. Like that is just fucking traumatizing. So imagine having to get that information, which we saw a little bit of their reaction before we started following Thorfinn's journey in the first season. You know, Ylva was trying to, you know, distract herself, always working, until she finally broke down. You know, Helga letting her, like, you know, let it out. Like, come on. Like she was trying to work herself to death to distract herself from the pain. So obviously it was a lot to deal with. Very traumatizing moment for both of them, and then they had to deal with it and like keep moving on as a family, and then also like just being a part of their village. So that made that moment so worth it. We see him finally reunited with his mom, and then, you know, he starts playing with, you know, his sister's kids, so it's like his nephews and nieces. And Einar officially meets his mom, and like he's completely welcome to the house, because like they're considering each other brothers now. So like, you know, he was about to like leave and go stay with Leif and wherever he stays at with his, you know, men or whatever. And Helga was like, no, you can stay here. Like, it's cramped. We'll make it work, though. Like, don't worry about it. Like, you know, if Thorfinn says you're his brother, then you are my son. Like, she accepts it like right away. Like, she's just a classic welcoming mother-like figure. Like, you know, just open arms, open door policy. Like, just always like, you know, just trying to be as nice as possible, and just very kind towards others. I mean, wow. That was really cool to see. So like them considering each other brothers now, like it's like for real, you know what I'm saying? Like they have a goal and they're like trying to do it together, which is awesome. And so that's when Ylva finally comes back we see Ari come back first. Ari comes back to the house, like he heard the news, like the rumors, and then he walks in the house and he sees him, and he's like, oh my fucking god. So they have a little touching moment, you know, Ari apologizing for what happened to Thor's, and, you know, losing Thorfinn, and then like Thorfinn also just saying like, you know, I was a fucking idiot, bro. I was a little kid, like I was dumb. They have a little touching reuniting moment, and then that's when Ylva finally comes back into the fucking house, and she starts talking to mom like she usually does. And then she sees him again, and she's like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, stop trying to, you know, like she thinks like it's just like still like some nobody like trying to leech off of some like rich family or something. But nah, that's when Helga, you know, their mother actually says, no, it's actually him. Like it's actually him. And Ylva, you know, finally starts to believe it. You see her start to like kind of like have like this like crisis moment, like, oh my god, it really is him. But as I knew it was coming, she still just punched the shit out of him, and this time it was for like, where the fuck were you at, dude? Like, how could you do this to us? Oh man, classic like older sibling, you know what I'm saying? Like just giving them shit. Like, that was so funny. And Thorfinn was like, yeah, I can take a lot of hits, and he got knocked out after that one punch, and they made it this nice little comedic moment because he just took 100 punches from a fucking, you know, young Viking or, you know, a Kingsguard, and then he gets one punched by his sister. Like, obviously not really, probably, you know what I'm saying? But that's like sibling love right there, and that's sibling strength right there too. So yeah, that was a funny little moment. That was hilarious. And then we see, I think eventually we just see, like, after that, like, you know, Thorfinn, like, I think it was the next night or something like that, he finally told his story and how everybody was just stunned about what he went through. You know, he just went over the key moments, but like basically from the start of, like, you know, his father dying, traveling with Ashlad, probably all the people that he killed, his, you know, yearning for hatred and revenge against Ashlad, seeing him die in front of him, becoming a slave, going to the farm, meeting Einar, learning all those things through Einar, and then, you know, up until the battle on Ketil's farm, you know, talking to Canute or whatever. I mean, he told his whole story, and it was just, you know, that's a crazy story, bro. Like, what we witnessed from the beginning of this show or story up until now, like I said, from episode 1 till now, oh man, dude, this is like I said, I've said this the past couple episodes, but like ever since like 2 or 3 episodes ago, this show is easily in my top 3 now, at least for right now. Like, I don't think I have an overall, like, all time top 3, top 5, top 10, whatever. I don't have an overall shit. My shit constantly changes because it just is on a matter of what the story or the show makes me feel, and also how relevant it is to what I'm watching currently. So since I'm watching this right now, and I'm also considering all the shows that I've watched basically in the past year, or, you know, what I've also been watching along with this, you know, within the week, every week, this is in my top 3 for sure. Like, this story is astounding. And them actually being able to hear that around the fire, you know, probably sharing a meal. I mean, I don't know if they had a bowl over, like they were cooking, but everybody's so focused in on what, you know, he's saying. I mean, that's a lot to take in, and, you know, obviously they'd probably have way more respect for him because that's a lot to go through. As a 6-year-old kid growing up through, you know, into adulthood, and then, you know, having to experience all that, you know what I'm saying, like the revenge, the hatred, the, you know, destruction and violence, and then the regret and the, you know, sorrow, the sadness, and the rebirth. I mean, he went through every fucking step of just life, like the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, you know what I'm saying? I mean, fuck, bro. It's crazy. Amazing story. I can't get enough. So, like, I still can't believe that this fucking season's over, man. Like, oh, bro. But that's what we left off with, him telling that story, and then that's where they also mentioned, like, what his goal is. He wants to go to Vinland. He wants to create his own country. And Leaf, you know, goes on to say that he can tell that he's determined. And, you know, the thing that's going to make this work is that you need to bring people, you need to bring livestock, you need to bring, you know, materials, you need to bring this, you need to bring that. Basically, it all comes down to money. And that's going to be not an easy feat, but, you know, he said, you know, Leaf said himself that he's going to be there with him every step of the way. So he's like, you know, as long as you got me, I'm going to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? So that's awesome, bro. It seems, you know, Einar and Thorfinn are really going to be able to, you know, start working towards their goal of creating Vinland, or, you know, creating a country without war and slavery. And, you know, Leaf is going to be with them every step of the way to help them if they need it. As well as, I would think, you know, since they need people and whatnot, I wouldn't see why they just move this whole village that's here to wherever they're going. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the land they find to create Vinland, and start there fresh. Because, you know what I'm saying, like, it's so hard to farm and, like, produce, you know, crops on Iceland. So I think that would make sense. And plus, like, they just reunited, you know, like, his mother and sister, I feel like they should stay together. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at least that would be the ideal scenario, since they finally just reunited. But amazing. They're finally starting to work towards that goal. And then we see, you know, Einar and Thorfinn, you know, go up to that mountaintop where that slave was buried, and those rocks are still there, and it's kind of like the same burial that they gave Arnade. I didn't even think of that during the episode, but it's kind of the same thing, where it's like on top of a cliff. It's very pretty. It's over the water. I mean, you could argue even more prettier here in Iceland because there's the northern lights and everything. I mean, that's subject to opinion, but you know what I mean? Like, the same sort of setting. Like, it's on the cliff. There's water. Like, it's very pretty, and it's a slave that is buried there. Same with Arnade. She was a slave. But they were just, you know, two very unlucky people. Like, the slave that Thor saved, like, obviously, like, you know, someone said there was no point in saving him. I think Ylva was one of the big ones that was saying that. because he was basically on death's doorstep already. And, you know, very different situation from Arnade, but Thor's wanted to make sure that he could at least let him stay and die in peace rather than back into slavery, and that's why he still gave up sheep for basically a dead man. Which, you know, didn't make any sense to Ylva at the time, but it's very admirable that Thors would do that. And obviously Thorfinn remembered that, and he tells Einar that, and it kind of relates to the sense where they just did with Arnade. Like, she was a slave, she was buried in sort of the same setting. She didn't have the same exact experience as that slave, because we didn't even get that much an idea of what that slave went through, but as you could tell, it's probably very bad because of the one that he was owned by, the master he was owned by, whatever we saw in the first episode of season 1. Like, just, you know, fucking always have chains wrapped around him and shit. Like, just terrible behavior. Like, probably even worse of a situation than Arnade was in. But you can see the kind of similarity there with the setting of the gravestone and whatnot. And then, yeah, Thorfinn tells Einar about all that, and, like, you know, Einar's like, oh, you probably get your kindness from your father, and that kind of makes Thorfinn smile. And Einar's like, well, I'm cold as shit, so I'm about to head back. Like, I'll see you back there. So Thorfinn has a moment by himself up there, and the soundtrack and the sounds go completely silent, and you just hear this kid's voice, and you're like, what the fuck? And then Thorfinn looks down, and it's his younger self, and it's him asking, you know, people want to, you know, live in a safe place, or if people don't want to die, or don't want to be hurt, or don't want to be taken from, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't remember the exact quote, but he was like, where do they go? And Thor's is like, you know, somewhere other than here, you know, somewhere else, you know, someplace. I don't know exactly what he said in the first episode, because I think Thorfinn, after he's looking at his younger self, looks at his father, because this was the conversation that they were having in the first episode. This is what I'm saying. This huge moment is so big from episode 1 of season 1 to this episode of season 2, the finale, because it's in the same setting. It's literally in the same setting. The fucking cliff with the northern lights, and the cliff with the northern lights, and in this episode, in the finale. And then, you know, Thorfinn just having this moment where they, like, whenever in the first episode it was that conversation, and so he kind of realizes that again, that like flashback, he relives it, and at this time his father like is like almost like looking at the Thorfinn today, and is like, you already know the answer, don't you? And so that's whenever they like kind of like, they're both like, he's like holding him on his shoulder, and they're both looking onto a very pretty vast land of wheat, and, you know, the sunlight, no ice, no snow, no, Vinland, basically, you know, the ideal picture of Vinland. So that was beautiful in itself. I mean, just that full circle moment with just the setting and everything couldn't be more well done. That was fucking amazing. But then we see kind of you know, him just traveling around the village and having this, I guess, serenity of actually being here. And then we actually see right before the episode ends, he walks out like he's prepared to depart, or prepared for his journey or his new goal. And he looks completely different. He has a short haircut again. He chopped off his hair. He chopped off his beard. He shaved his beard. You know, looking clean shaven. He's got that scar. I mean, he looks completely different, completely changed. I mean, what a perfect way to end it. Like, just a new man walking out of that house. A completely changed new man, and that's where the season ends. I mean, give it up for fucking Vinland, bro. Vinland Saga is amazing. I love this story. I love this season from start to finish. And if you slept on it, continue sleeping on it, because you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit was so gas. This shit was so good, bro. And it's a damn shame it has come to an end. But hopefully we get an announcement at some point, or, you know, some sort of news in the next couple months, or, you know, however long it takes. I don't give a fuck. You know, hopefully I'll always be looking out at some point just to see like when we're gonna get the next season, because I doubt this would just end here. You know what I'm saying? This show and story does so well, and it's very popular, so just have to wait and see. But that's gonna do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. If y'all did, please leave a like down below, comment, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you know the next one's dropping. I'll see you on the next one. Y'all be good. Deuces.